What's up, boys? In today's video, I'm rating every single MP9 skin in CS2. Claude couldn't make it today, but we're planning on doing one of these tier lists for every weapon in the game, so leave a comment letting me know which weapon you'd like to see next. Let's get into the tier list. What is up, boys? We're back with another tier list. Today, we're doing a fan favorite, the MP9. Such a great gun. One of the meta weapons in the game right now. Definitely the best SMG. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know I'm not. And I'm excited for this one. There are a lot of bangers in here. Let's get straight into it. I'm taking these off because Claude isn't here today, so I don't need to hear anything. I'm just gonna lock in. Let's start it off with the Airlock. The Airlock's not the best skin ever. It reminds me of a whiteout, but it has that red accent on the bottom. I don't love it too much. If it was a whiteout, oh my God, if there was an MP9 whiteout, that would go immediate S tier. I mean, you'd have to consider all of the wares, so it probably wouldn't actually go S, but factory new definitely would be S. Either way, Airlock, I'm feeling like high C, low B. I guess to start this list off, we'll just toss it in B. Today's video is sponsored by Rain.gg. If you're sick of opening regular CS2 cases and would rather have fun spending your money, Rain.gg is the site for you. Not only can you open a bunch of fun cases, but Rain also offers game modes like battles, doubles, and even an upgrader. But even better than the game modes, Rain offers a free daily, weekly, and monthly case. Also, if you sign up with my code, you get 3 more free cases and a 5% deposit bonus. So if you decide to play, make sure to claim those free cases with my link in the description or use code Trebon. Please remember, loot box sites can be highly addictive, so make sure you only play if you're over the age of 18 and only spend money you can afford to lose. Seriously, let's get back to the video. Next up is the Army Sheen. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it doesn't look too bad. I think personally, I'm probably just gonna have to throw it in C. It has some decent greens on it, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think C is a decent rating for it. Next up is the Bioleak. This skin does have brighter colors on it, which is better, but I don't like the way it looks. It looks all like gooey, and I don't want to say horror-y, but it throws me off. It's a little off-putting. I don't love the way that it looks personally. I would probably put it below the Army Sheen in C. It might even go D for me, but it is bright, so that is good. I'll leave it there for now. Next up is the Black Sand. Not the best skin. Definitely not the best skin, and it's certainly not my favorite. I'm personally gonna throw it in D. There are rare occasions that I would pick this up, and it's just not good. Very rare occasions. I don't think it deserves F because there was some hard work put into it, but D for sure. Next up, we have the Bulldozer. Pretty much just the yellow equivalent of a whiteout, and this thing just goes immediately in S for me. Solid bright yellow looks so good with the black accents. Like, you can make some sick yellow sticker crafts on this too. You can't go wrong. It looks so sick, and it's very well esteemed. If people see a Bulldozer, they're like, okay, that thing looks good. I know the skin. It's a banger through and through. Next up, we have the Capillary. You guys know I'm a Capillary hater, especially if you watched the last tier list, which was the 5-7. I don't like the Capillary. It's weird though, because I do like the blues and pinks on it, but just the way that the veins look and the base color throws me off. I do think I would probably pick it up over the Bioleak though. Yeah, for the MP9, I would probably pick this up over the Bioleak, so I'm gonna go there. Next up, we have an old school classic, the Dark Age. I really do love those simple black and white-ish grayscale skins, and this is definitely one of them. It has some sick chains going through it. It looks so good. I do actually really like this skin, and I personally like it more than the Airlock, so I'm going above the Airlock there. Definitely a great skin. Next up, we have the Dart. Super simple. It is grayscale like the Dark Age, but the artwork is not nearly as cool, and it's not even close to as OG. So decent skin, not the best. I would say it probably goes here for me. Next up, we have the Deadly Poison. I mean, I just don't really like this skin. I see the appeal, especially for people that like green. There are a lot of green skins for MP9s. That being said, since there are a lot of green skins for the MP9, this definitely isn't the best one. So knowing that, I think I would put it, I don't know. I think I do like it more than the Bioleak, but it's not a good skin. Next up, we have the Dry Season. Not much needs to be said about this one. I think it just deserves to go in. Low res, doesn't look good, not a good skin. Next up, we have the Food Chain. Banger. When I came back to CS most recently during Go, before we switched over to CS2 about 2-3 years ago now, This was the first MP9 I picked back up. Such a beauty. This definitely deserves S. I mean, artistically, it definitely goes above the Bulldozer and color-wise, but the yellow is just so sleek. The solid yellow, it's just like, you can't beat a solid bright color. But I don't know. This is a toss-up up here for me. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely a toss-up. For now, I guess I'll put the food chain above. No, I think I'd rather have a Bulldozer. I'm putting Bulldozer above. Final choice. All right, next up we have the Goo. This is just a meme skin at the end of the day. You used to be able to buy the Go stickers, if you guys know what those are, and scrape them all the way down to the last layer, and it would just look like CUM dripping off of the gun. So that was an old classic craft that I had. But other than that, other than it being funny, it's not the best skin. It does look better than a lot of these. I think it goes here for me. I think I like it more than the Airlock, actually. That's hard. I'm gonna put it above the Airlock. I think it's deserving of that. Middle of B for now. Next up is the green Plaid. Surprisingly, I actually really like the way this skin looks. I think Plaid in general in life is pretty underrated. And this green Plaid looks very good. It's not low res. It's actually decently high res on the skin, which is nice. High quality dark green Plaid looks pretty good. I think it goes here for me. I think it goes above the Army Sheen, definitely above the Capillary. It's a toss-up for these three spots. I think the Airlock is probably a bit better, but top of C is a good spot for it. Next up, and very similarly to the Bulldozer, is the Hot Rod. This thing is so sexy. I do love the fact that it's shiny. Don't get me wrong. I love that it's shiny and I love that it's red, but I think the dull yellow actually beats it out for me personally. That's just a personal preference toss-up up there. I do think it's deserving of S. It's so nice, but I think the Bulldozer just slightly beats it out in my brain. I don't know though. That's a real hard toss-up. That's 50-50. It's just going to depend on my mood on the day, honestly. Next up is the Hydra. Beautiful, beautiful skin, all green. It has the snake heads coming out of it, the Hydra. It looks so good. I mean, it obviously goes A or S. Art-wise, again, it's definitely better than these, but you just really can't beat the solid one tone. I think, that's so hard, man. This is hard. This is really difficult. I do think it looks really good, but I've never bought one. And if I thought it looked that good, I would have probably purchased one. So maybe it goes top of A. No, I don't know. I think it goes here. I can't put it above the food chain because I've never been compelled enough to buy one. Like, it looks great and I always see it and think, wow, this is amazing, but I just haven't gone out of my way to purchase one. Next up, we have the Hypnotic. Another old classic. This one, similarly to the Dark Age, is very grayscale, simple, sleek. Personally, I think I like the Dark Age better because of like the chainmail vibe over it and how OG it is. But I know, like, objectively, this is a shinier silver. It has simpler lines through it. I think it is probably a better skin. I don't think the Hypnotic deserves A, though. I do not think it deserves A. Next up is the Modest Threat. It's definitely a D tier skin. I would say I'm probably picking up the Black Sand over it just because it's like a bit more sleek, and I don't love like the industrial look of the orange on here. I do like the orange, but I don't like the industrial vibes of the skin otherwise. So I think it goes bottom of D for now. Next up, absolute banger skin. I don't think much needs to be said about this one, honestly. You guys know I love the bright pastel colors. It's got light blues in the sky. It has the dark purple and it has the bright pink. That being said, I don't think it's on the same echelon as these S tier skins we have up here, but it most certainly deserves A. And that's a very fitting position for it. Next up, we have the Music Box. Honestly, I haven't even really looked at this skin that many times in game. You rarely ever see it. I think it's decent, but I can't even say that it's better than these B tiers by any means. I mean, I don't know. That's honestly tough. All right, I lied. Let me restart that. The Music Box is absolutely gorgeous. I forgot exactly how it looked. I went back in game to look at it really quickly. This thing is so nice. So nice. It has the dark brown base with like the beige almost feathers coming through it. I think it looks so good. Screw what I said before. I was just yapping. I hadn't seen the skin in ages. But now that I see it, my brain is refreshed, brother. This thing is so nice. I'm personally putting this just below the Mount Fuji in A. I'm sorry. it looks very good. Next up, another one you don't see very often is the Old Roots. I love the nature themed skins in the game, period. I just love the way nature usually looks on skins, especially if it's pulled off well. I think this one is pulled off very well, but I don't love the colors. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and tell you that these dark green colors look amazing. It's almost like a puke green. It doesn't look the best, but artistically it is great. I think it goes the airlock really isn't that good, if we're being honest. I might move the airlock to like here. I think I'm gonna put the airlock here. Airlock's mid, extremely mid. Old Roots, on the other hand, I actually really like it. And I think that position is fair and it is deserving of it. Next up, we have the orange peel. Dog shit, trash skin. Probably even worse than the dry season too. It's going bottom of F. Next up, banger. You guys know I love dark blue / purple. And I love these little ghost minion Mike Wazowski looking things on here. The Pandora's box, so goated. For now, I have to do it, top of S. It beats out the Bulldozer. I'm picking this up over the Bulldozer for sure. I'm picking it up over all of these skins. I don't even know if these two deserve S, like, to be honest. Are they really up here and deserving? Probably not. I actually think I might pick up the Mount Fuji over them, but out of respect for them, I'll keep them up there. Pandora's box, on the other hand, definite top of S. So freaking nice, absolutely beautiful. Next up, we have the Rose Iron. This is another banger, classic. I used to think that this was the best MP9, but the more I use it, the more I slowly realize it's not actually that good looking when you're holding onto it. The idea of it is like S tier. It could have been pulled off a bit better in actuality though. I do think it should be up here though. You know what? I think top of B is very, very fair. I love the bright red and orange on the black base too with the red splotches throughout. But when you actually hold it and look at it in game, it's not as nice as you would expect or as it should be. So I think top of B, very fair position for it. I do think that I would rather have the music box and the Mount Fuji. Next up is the Ruby Poison Dart. I mean, it's a mid skin. Through and through, it's a mid skin. It has bright colors, but the art is just very lackluster. Definitely lazy. I think it is better than the green plaid. I think, do I think it's better than the green plaid? I mean, I think I'd personally rather rock a green plaid just because you never see it and it's pretty cool. But overall looks wise, I think Ruby Poison Dart is slightly better. That being said though, I don't think it's better than this guy right here. That's an absolute beauty. The Old Roots is a banger. Ruby Poison Dart, not so much. Bottom of B is fair. I think that's a fair spot for it. Next up, we got the Sand Dashed. Come on, bro. Like what? Well, I actually like the Sand Dashed. No, never mind. I was gonna say I like the Sand Dash more because it's sleeker, but no. It's just, it's so lazy. It's like, what are you even doing? Trash skin reminds me of like the lychee skin. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean. It has like these little rectangle blob boxes on it, like some of those other skins. It's trash. It's trash. Let's be real. Sand dashed ass. Next up is the Sand Scale. Also pretty bad. This one's a little cooler though. It has those scales throughout it. Some of them are different colors as well. There's like darker gray ones and then like the light beige sand colored ones. There's also these two black dots on the skin. I remember that like almost make it look like eyes looking back at you, which is kind of cool. And if you knew that about the skin and then you decided to put the googly eyes over it, it'd be sick. But if you just saw someone with the googly eyed craft and you didn't know that there were dots there before, you'd be like, this is such a weird spot to put googly eyes. I don't know, just a random thought I had about it and something I remembered. That being said, I don't think it's an amazing skin. I do think it probably deserves this spot though. Next up is the Setting Sun. Very simple artwork here, but I love the bright orange color. I think it's super nice through and through. I personally might put it here. I don't know. The Rose Iron is technically probably better. I think right around here is fair. Somewhere in the top middle of B. Let's just go there since I can't decide. Let's go there. But if you asked me which would you rather have, a Setting Sun or a Dark Age, I'm taking the Dark Age just because it's more of a flex. Not because I necessarily think it looks better, just because it's more of a flex and more OG. Next up, we got the Slide. Slide, so bad. On the same par as the orange peel, just trash, and there's less orange on it, so I'd say it probably goes here, just below the orange peel. Next up, in my honest, humble opinion, another S tier skin. We got the Stained Glass. This thing's pattern based. It's pretty sick. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Shout out Slade, he showed me this. There's an all red top pattern that looks so good. Very rare though. But yeah, no, this skin is so nice. I do think it's up here. I do personally think it's better than the Bulldozer and the Hot Rod. For me, it's gonna go here, just below the Pandora's box. It is still super nice, shiny blue, but the Pandora's box has those cute little Mike Wazowskis on there, so I'm keeping that there. Next up, we got Storm. Pretty trash. Surprisingly, I do actually like it more than the Black Sand and the Modest Threat, because it has like a light blue color in game, and these are just pretty bad. So it's just like a sleek light blue color. I actually kind of like it. There's some cool crafts you can make with it. Slade and I did a competition. Again, shout out Slade. We did a craft competition. There was a really cool tentacle craft that had like the exact same color as the body that matched very well. So that made it go up a couple points for me, but top of D I think is fair. Next up, we have the Wild Lily. Do I even need to say anything? It is easily the best MP9 skin in the game. So much work and effort was put into making this skin. The art is beautiful and the colors are perfect. You guys know I love purple. I'll say it again. I've said it 100 times and I'll continue to say it. It is beautiful. Dark purple with the light blue flower bursting out of it. It looks amazing. Actually might be my favorite skin in the entire game, but we'll hold that conversation for a different day. Next up, we got the Starlight Protector. I love the unicorn on here. I don't love the other things happening though. I think the unicorn is the best part of this skin. I like the white-ish base, but to me, the gold kind of throws it off a bit. That being said, I do think it probably deserves A tier. That's a fair spot for it. Next up is the Featherweight. Super simple skin. I like the black, like the holes in the black around it and then the white base under it, kind of shining through almost. I think it's pretty cool and definitely a unique design. Yeah, I'd probably pick it up over an Airlock. I don't like an Airlock. I think that was a good one to start with. This can be right in the middle of the pack. Airlock's pretty mid, the definition of mid. Yeah, I think Featherweight right here, that's fair. I would definitely take the green Plaid over it just because it's cool. Next up, we have the Arctic Tritone, the newest skin added to the game. This MP9 is so dope. It's probably the brightest white base out of any MP9 skin in the game, other than maybe you could argue the Hypnotic, but that's more silver. This thing looks so freaking nice. I don't love the other art on it though. I do like the yellow, the occasional yellow dots it has throughout though. That's a redeeming quality. I think, this is tough. I don't think it deserves S. I know it's a lot of people's favorite MP9 now, but that might just because of recency bias and the fact that it's so new. I think I would take the music box over it. I really like the beiges, but I do think I would actually rather have the Arctic Tritone in my hand than a Starlight Protector. So I think it's a fair spot. Lastly, all the skins are done. I don't know why. Whoever made this tier list added the default skin. We've never ranked the default skin before. So, screw it. Why not? We'll do it today. Default MP9 skin, trash. No, I don't know. I don't think it's actually worse than some of these down here. I'd probably rather be rocking a default than most of these. Yeah, I'd rather have the default up to this point. I do like the dry season a bit though, comparatively to default. Yeah, that's the list, boys. I don't think I would change anything either. That's a lot in S tier. We don't usually have that many skins in S tier, but those are all deserving. If anything, I feel like I would maybe move this here and maybe this here. I don't know. I don't know though. I don't know. That's tough. It's really tough. I'm just going to leave it how I had it, I think. You know what? No. Hydra can stay there because that's like a nice array of colors. Look at that. Purple, dark blue, blue, yellow, red, green. That looks really good up there. And then this can stay down here. The rainbow, top of A. Final decisions are locked in. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think I got wrong and what you also think I got right. I think I got all of them right, obviously, because this is my opinion. But yeah, another banger. I'll catch you in the next one.
I'm giving away this StatTrak factory new Ursus Knife Tiger Tooth when we hit 50,000 subscribers. If you'd like to enter for a chance to win, check out the community post. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you'll like this one too. Oh yeah, and YouTube told me 75% of you aren't subscribed yet, so go thumb wrestle that subscribe button down below.